Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another MLB PrizePicks video for April the 6th. And today I want to target one pitcher and one hitter. So the first one, this game starts a little early. This game starts at 110. Is Chris Sale over 15.5 pitching outs and Ronald Acuna Jr. over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So the first guy is Chris Sale. The reason I want to target him because he had a really rough first outing. And I was reading a couple articles after his start, like based on some of the interviews that the reporters were, some of the quotes and stuff he was giving reporters after the game. He said he felt really embarrassed. He felt like he left his team out to dry, and that was the most embarrassed he's ever been on a baseball field. So I'm looking at him in this bounce back spot. He goes up against one of the worst teams at swinging and missing and striking out in the Detroit Tigers. So I think this is a great bounce back spot for him. One thing I noticed in his last start is that he had really, really good success with his slider, and he produced a 80% whiff rate. So basically swing and miss. He produced the 80% whiff rate against the Orioles with that pitch, but he just had some unlucky circumstances where he gave up, a couple home runs off of his hits allowed. So I think he gave up 7 hits if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he gave up 7 hits against Baltimore, and I think 3 of those were home runs. So it was just unlucky for him. And then, too, you got to take into account that Fenway is a really, really small park. So a lot of those home runs in that field wouldn't stand in other ballparks. So I just think this is a great bounce back spot for him. And then looking at their lineup, the Detroit only has 3 players that have an expected batting average over 260, as you can see with Matt Verling, Spencer Torkelson, who's one of their top prospects, and Riley Green, who's another top prospect. So of those 3, there's only 3 guys that really presents a challenge for him. Everybody else is below expected batting average is below like the highest is 220, which is Miguel Cabrera. So everybody else is pretty low. So these are really good strikeout candidates as well. And then if we want to go look at his K percentage, so like a lot of these guys, they strike out a lot. As you can see, they have about 60-70% of their lineup strikes out over 27% of the time, which is really, really bad. So I really, really like that as well for him. He's in a great spot. All we need him really to do is pitch 6 innings. Well, actually 5 innings, and then get it out in the 6th inning to make it 6 1/3. So that's really all he needs, because 3 outs in each inning, 3 times 5 is 15, and if he gets an extra out if he goes out for the 6th inning and gets 1 out, then he should be able to cash this over 15.5 prop pretty easily. So this is a really, really good spot for him as well. The next up is Ronald Acuna Jr. So Ronald Acuna Jr., this line is always, tempting to take. I always love taking it because Atlanta is just so powerful, their lineup, and they're really, really good. And they're going up against Blake Snell, who's not one of the greatest pitchers in the world. He does have a good K percentage, and but as you can see, dating back from last year, the Braves are one of the top teams at hitting lefties, and I don't think that's going to change this year as well. In the last 30 days, they're 9th in runs created, so basically how many runs they created per game, WRC plus. And then their OPB is really, really good as well, at 341, which is really good. And then, like I said, Snell, he gets about a strikeout per inning, so he's in the 93rd percentile. He gets a lot of swinging strikes. So, but I just really love him in this spot because in the last 6 games, he has hit the over in 5 out of 6 games, getting a hit, a run, or an RBI in 5 of those 6 games. And then also in the last 6 games, he's averaging 3.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So that's well over the total of 1.5. So really all we need for him to do is get a hit and have somebody on the back end of their order. So let's see if they have their lineup or just a projected lineup. So pretty much he's protected in the lineup. So more than likely he's not batting third. He's their leadoff guy. So more than likely he will be batting first, and then he'll have like Matt Olson and Austin Riley to be able to knock him in or just get an RBI. If he let's say he gets a single and steals second, and they score him off of that, he will cash in either the first inning or whatever inning he gets the single and scores on. But I just really like his ability to steal a base, to put himself in the scoring position and be able to just be a hit away from being able to cash this if he was to get a hit. Or even if he gets a walk and let's say he scores off of a home run and then later on in the game he gets a single. So I really love this prop for him as well, and he has a really good hit rate on it so far this season, and I don't intend for that to slow down at any point. Now of course he could have a bad game, same thing with Sale, but I really love these two props in this spot for today. So once again, Chris Sale over 15.5 pitching outs, Ronald Acuna Jr. over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So those are my two for today. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.